Everyone, welcome to the show. I have more good news to share in regard to polling and Donald Trump destroying what little undeserved goodwill he had. So here's the deal. According to Nate Silver's ratings of uh, different pollsters, this latest survey comes from the most accurate pollster of all. So it's AtlasIntel. And here's what they found. AtlasIntel conducted a survey of 2,550 Americans. This was between March 7th and March 12th, so just earlier this month. And they found that Donald Trump is losing favorability in regard to the job that he's doing as president. So, in their previous polls on these same issues in January and February of this year, Trump's approval and disapproval was evenly split, 50-50. When they did this poll just about a week ago in March, he is now underwater by 5 points. So his approval rating had dropped to 47.3%, and his disapproval rating is now 52.4%. So here's the thing, though. Because MAGA is truly a cult of personality and it's not based on facts or any ethical considerations, Trump's personal approval rating in the same poll is still high. So take a look at this graphic that Atlas posted on Twitter. Both he and JD Vance hold a 51% personal approval rating. So for whatever insane reason, people still like this sociopath. They still like him as a person. Just goes to show how easy it is to manipulate people and how to, easy it is to win people over when you have nefarious intentions and you're a good and skilled salesperson. That's really what it boils down to. So, I mean, Trump's book should have been titled The Art of the Con, honestly. That's really what it is. So when I dug into the crosstabs, I found some pretty interesting details. The age group with the highest disapproval rating of Trump is 30 to 44-year-olds, so millennials. The groups that most approve of Trump and his job performance are Gen X and boomers. And I know this pollster is considered to be the best and the most accurate, but I was looking at the details of who they polled, and I really think that race may have skewed the results, especially in regard to his personal approval rating. Because take a look at the race breakdown here. The vast majority were white. 68.6% of the people they polled were white. For those on the podcast, 10.7% are Black, 12.2% are Hispanic, 3.4% Asian, and 4.5% other races. Now, take a look at how they voted in the poll. More than 3/4 of the Asians and Black people polled disapprove of Trump. Very high percentage. And even a slight majority of the Hispanic respondents, 53.1%. The white respondents and others are what really gave Trump the boost in that final approval rating. And again, for those listening on the podcast, 48% of white respondents disapprove, 51% or 51.5% approve. And in the other race category, it was even more slanted towards Trump. So 35.9% disapprove, 64.1% approve. And I'm assuming, that other category is probably going to be people from Middle Eastern countries, which, what are they going to think now that Israel is back to bombing Gaza and they just slaughtered 400 more people. They never stopped. Even with the ceasefire, they have violated it. According to people on the ground, reporters on the ground who are there witnessing it, they have violated that ceasefire constantly. And as you probably all know, they just slaughtered another 400 people and started bombing the hell out of them again. And most of them were women and children. So we'll see if that shifts things at all. But anyway, when I looked also at the crosstabs regarding Trump's administration, there were very similar findings. So millennials Asian and Black Americans are the most critical of how his administration is doing. And so while, white people, people of other races, and older Americans, they are really propping up his numbers. And check out this graph of the issues and how respondents feel about Trump's policy. So, as with all of the other polls that we've been seeing this year, immigration remains his most popular issue. So people either don't know about all of the cruelty or, how he's violating the law and the Constitution, or they're totally cool with it. Don't know. My guess is that they don't know based on the focus groups that I just watched, but we'll see. So take a look at how he's underwater on every other issue. And once again, some of his worst scores are in regard to the economy and job growth. Only 33% approval on the economy and 32% approval on job growth. Those used to be his strongest issues, and he is now utterly failing. So this is why, in my opinion, he's leaning into immigration. This is why he's doing things like this El Salvador stunt and violating civil rights and defying court orders. He is trying to deflect. He's deflecting from his totally abysmal economic decisions and all of the other unpopular BS that he's been spouting out. Because look at this next graph. This is what these respondents believe are the biggest challenges in the US. By far, the number one answer is inflation and the cost of living, 41%. Next is safeguarding democracy, which he is doing the complete opposite. And then the third highest at 39% is US economy and the job market. So there you go. He is not addressing those hardly at all. And so he's trying to deflect. And these next numbers were also really telling. So this next graph shows what the poll respondents think about Trump's policy proposals. With the exception of mass deportations and starting negotiations to end the Russia-Ukraine war, all of them are underwater. 51% are either mostly or strongly against raising tariffs as a negotiating tactic. 53% are against raising tariffs across the board to protect manufacturing in the US. 52% are against using Schedule F to fire government workers at will. 51% are against removing clean energy subsidies and increasing fossil fuel production. 56% are against ending birthright citizenship. 59% are against taking over Greenland. And a whopping 73% say no, we do not want Trump to force Canada to become part of the US. And this next one, this shows how wildly out of step Trump is in regard to the Russia-Ukraine war. AtlasIntel asked, who is primarily responsible for the war? Rightfully, 74.3% blame Russia. And then he is also missing the mark in how he's handling the negotiations based on what we're seeing in this polling. So as you guys see in this next graph, 51% of poll respondents disagree with demanding payment from Ukraine for the assistance that we've given them. 55% oppose Trump's decision to prevent Ukraine from joining NATO. 61% disagree with Europe being excluded from the negotiations with Russia. Which again, and why is he doing that? Why doesn't he want anyone in the room while he's talking with Russia? Not suspicious at all. And then 66% oppose Trump's decision to exclude Ukraine from the negotiations. Almost all of these respondents have a positive opinion of Ukraine's president, Vladimir Zelensky, 53%. 86% have a negative view of Vladimir Putin, of Russia's president. So not great news for Trump in regard to most of his policies and in the direction he's going. Will he listen? Doubtful, given his history, given what we know about him. Probably won't. And, he's not up for re-election again. So what does he care? Like he said, you never have to vote again. So whether he means that he's not running again or whether he means that he's going to rig things in the future, we don't know. But yeah, he doesn't care. All he has to do is pay back his wealthy donors. All right, guys, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.